hello. We are back. What Beyonce say? I want my husband to be like my daddy. There is no one else like my daddy.
You need me to help. You need
Oh,
help
please,
on that high
please.
one. I'm sorry.
My voice is a little lost, but y'all know the vibe. So, well, over at the How You Doing podcast, we are equal opportunity employers. So we had the moms on in honor of Mother's Day, but it is Father's Day, and we have our wonderful fathers joining us today on the show. So before we check in with the dads, how you doing, friend, on this fruitful Friday?
Well, I'm super excited and blessed for many reasons, but I'm so thrilled to have our fathers joining us today. What a blessing. The fact that we both have both of our parents that are still here with us to love up on, that's a blessing in itself. I am also elated, because what do they say? Closed mouths don't get fed. And the last episode, I did have a conversation with management, and I said, this isn't fair. We haven't been on a date. I haven't been wined and dined for quite some time. So tonight we're going to do a little, a little date. So I'm excited. Ta-da, ta-da. So we're making it happen. So I'm very excited about that. But how are you doing? It looks like your trip was a very good time. And shout out to all the ladies who joined you to give us some Colombian love. I really did appreciate that.
Yes, Auntie just came back from Colombia. As you can tell, I'm sounding a little rocky and hoarse, but we had a time. It was wonderful. The food was 10 out of 10 recommend. It was so nice outside. And I loved it. I loved it. I am a little tired because I went straight from the plane to work to here, but we are here and we have an exciting episode for y'all. We were so excited we forgot to even introduce ourselves, but you know me. It's your favorite girl, Shardizzle, and my lovely co-host,
Maisha. And this is the
How You Doing podcast. Well, we're not going to take up any more time. We want to get right into our daddies. So I'm going to introduce my dad first. If you watch the show, you hear me say all the Pretty Ricky sayings, including Say Goodnight Dick, which is our top favorite here at the pod. And as you can see, he is the cutest and we're matching like father, like daughter. But I would like to introduce my daddy, my favorite guy, the person who always lets me know that nothing is out of reach and that I deserve everything my heart desires. The person who is my first love and still treats me like a princess, one of my favorite humans. The person who doesn't let me accept bare minimum, especially from y'all raggedy ass sons. And also lets me know that I can always be better than I was yesterday. So we would love to introduce Rick the Ruler, the Pretty Ricky. Welcome to the pod, Daddy.
Yay.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. It's truly a blessing to be in you young ladies' presence.
Yeah. We are. Now, Maisha, go ahead and introduce my boy, Mr. Swim himself.
Yes, hit the swim, Dad. One time for us.
I'm out of wax right now.
Not today. Not today. Okay, I want to introduce my father, also Ricky, to join us today. He's the reason that I'm such a big sports fan, sports girly that I am today, and I love it here, quite frankly. So, yes, go Ravens. Yes, absolutely. Don't
that
throw.
Is not your team.
Don't throw. Not today. We're going to be good today. But I did have to give up on basketball, sadly, because he is a loyal to the soil New York Knicks fan. And as we know, the Knicks are home now. And the Knicks used to break my heart all the time. So I did give up on them, but I will never give up on my Ravens, Dad, just so that you know. He is my first best friend. He's also my number one supporter, the best cook that I know. And that's why I can't eat soul food from places because what? Huh? Who? Yeah. And he should have his own restaurant as far as I'm concerned. I always felt like I could do anything except sing because my dad would literally say, baby girl, you can do anything you put your mind to except sing. But Dad, I have to let you know, I'm proving you wrong because what am I doing here on the pod? Singing my little heart out. And they love it.
Sounding
they love it.
Mess.
They love it. They love it. And they keep requesting. That's why I keep on singing. But also, I want to welcome back to the pod my brother, A.K. Paris, a.k.a. Crunchy Peanut Butter. Put some respect on that. Thank you for joining us for this special Father's Day episode, guys. We appreciate you all for being here on this Friday evening.
Yay.
So much. Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Thank you. All right. So we're gonna do a little icebreaker since we have the dads here. So let's talk sports. So right now the Pacers are up 2-1, and they've truly been the underdog the entire series, and they've just been going out without a fight. So we want to know, dads, who y'all got winning the NBA championship? Daddy, you go first.
Pacers in 6.
Why?
I stated that before the series even started. We live in Las Vegas, so I've actually money lined the Pacers all 3 games,
Wow.
including tonight. Pacers, they're getting 6 points, but they're going to win outright.
Okay.
I
Oklahoma
agree.
City will win Game 5, and then the Pacers will close it out in Game 6.
Okay.
Mhm.
Who you got?
All right. Well, I definitely go with OKC. They've been the number one defensive team all year. Um, I think that they really need to expand on the bench a little bit more. Indiana definitely outplayed them. The previous game, the bench came in and scored a lot of points and shut them down tonight. I like OKC in 6. They're going to win tonight. They're going to go back to OKC and then we're going to close it out in the end.
Okay, so y'all have opposing views. I like
Yeah.
it.
Let's see. Let's
So,
see who winning tonight.
yeah, may the best Rick win this.
Yeah, Battle of the Ricks.
Love it.
So in our first segment, we're gonna call it Daddy's Lessons. So we value you guys' wisdom that you've imparted on us. So we're gonna ask you guys a few questions. What is the biggest lesson you would say is invaluable to your children?
Okay, I guess I'll start with that. Um, I think just being yourself. Let's start with that. Just being yourself, being humble, no matter what you might get, what you don't have. It's possible to get it if you don't have it. And if you do have it, don't flaunt.
Yeah.
It's a lot of people out there who struggle and can't understand what you might have and don't understand how you got it because they didn't put in the work. You ladies, I'm proud of both of you. Sade, I've known you since Howard. I'm proud of you. I love you. And
Love you
I'm
too.
definitely proud of everything you accomplished. Maisha, uh, I couldn't ask for a more accomplished daughter. I know that I had 3 daughters, and I'm not from nothing, none of them, but everybody is individual. And my daughter used to sit down in the living room studying. I go downstairs because I don't hear nothing, and she's sitting at the table asleep with the books open. So that's dedication. So I would just say, just be yourself, keep striving to move forward, and don't let nobody tell you that you can't be what you want.
I love that. A
Love that.
wonderful daddy lesson. What you got, pretty?
I agree with those same sentiments. Basically, only thing I would add is just, you know, understand that your being deserves everything you can imagine. I mean, with hard work and determination, like you ladies have proven, the sky's the limit. I mean, you ladies are, I mean, we're smiling from ear to ear every single day. Go to bed smiling, wake up smiling, just for what you put out there in the hemisphere and you guys' dedication. Not only have you guys proven that you successful and career oriented, but then you taking on an outlet like this, spreading you know, devotions and pivotal health tips. I mean, these things is not only, you know, I mean, it's helping all of us. It's helping all of us expand our mind and horizons and be better people. So thank you, ladies, for that.
Thank
Wow,
you.
that's lovely. You want to ask the
Appreciate
next one?
that. Yeah. So let me see where we are here. Do the next one.
Oh,
Yeah.
is it more important for a man to lead, protect, or provide? Daddy.
Wow.
Read it one more
Glad you
time.
taking that one first, Rick. I'm glad you taking that.
Wow, man.
Lead. You can't. Don't give no long-winded about each one. Pick one. If you had to pick, we know that they're all invaluable. But if for Daddy's
If I
lesson,
had to pick one, I would say protect.
okay, why?
Because I think if if all parties are allowed to have their space, uh, a lot of those other attributes, I mean, we can share as one. But I think it's just from a male perspective, I should be that protector, mentally, physically, and emotionally.
Okay, we're gonna pass it to you then, Dad. What do you
Wow,
think?
that's a good answer. How do I follow up that? That was very well said.
It was.
So I'm sorry. Give me those 3 categories again.
Sure. Is it more important for a man to lead, provide, or protect?
Okay, so I would say uh, maybe provide. And when I say that, to provide maybe knowledge, provide some kind of leadership or experience that I've experienced through my 65 years. Thank God I'm here for that. Number
65 where?
5 at King.
I'm joking, Dad.
Yeah, I know you joking. But yeah, Rick, I'm pretty sure Rick can attest to this. We've seen stuff how has elevated to a different stratosphere as far as the way culture is now. Back in our day, I'll just speak for myself. Back in my day, and back when I was
I'm in that same day.
I know you are, brother. And saying, man, the way things are now is nothing close to where it used to be. You could get into a fist fight and it was over after that. Then you right back to drinking with your buddy again. Those days are over. Guys now, all they want to do is shoot, prove how tough they are until they're sitting up behind those bars for 15, 20 years. So, you know what I'm saying? So when I say protect, it means just try to, or what did I say? Provide. When I'm saying provide the knowledge that you don't have to always take things to another level. Some
Love
things
that.
can be talked out, and you only can go as far as the other person let you take. So
I
if
love
if
that.
you are sincerely apologetic for something that you might have done, and they don't want to accept your apology, all you can do is apologize, and hopefully it can end with peace with them.
That was good
Yeah,
perspectives.
those
I
were
really
good.
enjoyed
That
that.
was good.
And Paris, we're not forgetting about you, but
No,
we're just getting the dad's information on this part. Our dads. Is love enough to withstand relationships?
I would say no.
Why?
I
I would
agree.
say no. Even though my best friend, I met her 43 years ago. I've been with my
Well, you
wife
better do the math right.
43, and she's my best friend. She's everything to me because she understands me, but it's not for everybody. Relationship is one of the hardest things that you ever will go through, because you want to see things the way you see it. And that's really not the way it's going to be. You have your ideas, your partner had the idea. Just because you don't think it's a good idea, don't mean it's not a good idea. And then sometimes when you think it's a good idea, it's not a good idea. So, and I know I might have jumbled those words a little bit, but letting a person be the individual person that they are. And,
agree.
don't try to force your thinking on someone else. Let them, even if they fail, let them fail because they failed on their own.
Yes.
That's my answer to that.
Okay, Dad, that was good.
That
Daddy,
was
what you
good.
got?
I would say no as well, because if you just stand on the premise of just love, I think it'll just create too much comfortability. I mean, you may not work at all the other intangibles that you need to work on as far as making a relationship work. Because I've always stated that it's the second hardest job in America, sustaining a meaningful, healthy relationship. Of course, I think parenting is number one. Uh, People go to work, it's a walk in the park. It's structured, it's 8 hours, and you do your task and you come home, but there's no blueprint to a sustainable relationship or being a healthy parent. So I would say no as well.
Agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Oh, I think we talk about that a lot as well. So we're gonna get into some nitty-gritty about you guys being fathers. We'll switch it up. Daddy, you can go first this time, and we'll say, what age did you become a father? And do you feel like you were ready for that responsibility?
I believe I became a father at 23,
Okay.
and I felt I was ready. I'm the oldest of 9 siblings,
Wow.
so I got a lot of tutelage, a lot of training.
You did. You were a
So
parent
I
long
think
before
I
I
was ready.
came.
I thought I was ready, but of course, it's you learn on the fly. So to sit here and say that I knew it all, it would be foolish. I learned through the process, and I'm still learning. I'm still every single day. I'm still trying to be a better man, a better father. A better sibling, a better friend, a better significant other. Every single day, that's one of my goals and tasks.
Okay.
I love that.
So it's continuous, in other
Yeah.
words.
Absolutely, absolutely.
All
It's
right.
ongoing until I take my last breath.
Mm,
Well, that's
okay.
deep.
And then, Dad, I'm going to read the question again, okay? It says, what age did you become a father? And do you feel like you were ready for that responsibility?
Okay, it's crazy. Same age, 23 years old. Tia was born October 1983. I was
Wow.
23. Um,
Damn.
and I definitely wasn't ready to be a parent. I was too much out there, uh, you know, just dealing with other women, and I really wasn't ready to settle down. But I did know by my mother being a single parent. You know, I saw my father one time in my life. I was 4 years old, matter of fact. He was in Jessup Penitentiary, and his mistakes was his mistakes, and I don't hold no grudge against him. Saw him one time in my lifetime. But, you know, the stories I got and the things that I heard about him, he was out there just trying to do the best he could at that time. So, all right, so yeah, just being a parent is one of the roughest things that you could do because you want to try to do the right thing. And I hope that I've been a good teacher, maybe a good friend. Sometimes you really have to be a friend, but a lot of times you can't. You got to be
Yeah.
a parent. You know what I'm saying? So and that's what I say about that. It's hard. That's one of the hardest jobs that you ever can have is being a parent because if you have different kids, you can't keep teaching the same
Mm,
thing because
yeah.
everybody's an individual, as we talked about earlier. What I might tell you, B, I can't tell Paris, or I can't tell Tia. You know what I'm saying? And so it's just you just gotta go with the flow, try to give the best advice you can, and love them always.
Always.
Love that.
That's a good one. And Paris, I do want to start off and ask this question to you. How did becoming a dad change your life?
It changes everything, how I'm driving. It's dad always says it's an unconditional love, something you'll never feel in your life. And I'm definitely feeling that now. Like I go to bed and of course I'm thinking about my son. I wake up, I'm thinking about him. He's at daycare, I'm thinking about him. We're driving home and I'm typically a fast driver. Now I'm more cautious, right? Uh,
Yeah.
it's just you want to be a better person. Um,
Well, I think you too, Paris. I mean, you were very cautious. It was a time where you would pick up the girls, my girls, from
mhm,
daycare and from school and
yeah.
get them set up after school. So I think too, you were definitely ready for the job.
Yeah, I mean, it's now it is different, right? It's only different because you or Brian at whatever time you guys were showing up to pick the girls up. Uh,
Yes.
the work continues right into the early morning, late nights, or
Yep.
whatever.
Never stops.
And I definitely love my nieces, but it's just like it's just something added. It's something I can't even put into words. But
Absolutely.
I love
And
that.
dad always said that, it's a love that you'll never feel until you experience it. And
Hmm.
And, I've only known Caleb for 6 months, and I'm like, that's my world. So
Yeah.
Aw.
And I'm crazy about him. And he's crazy about him auntie too. I know that already. And then, so Dad, how has becoming a dad changed your life?
How did being a dad change my life?
Becoming a dad, how did it
Oh
change your
man,
life?
oh, I wouldn't be here right now without you guys. And that's just the God honest truth. I wasn't settled in my mind. I might have been 23, but I might have been 14 in my brain. I had well, they were my friends at that time, I thought. They were my associates here. And we would drink. Uh, it was a train on Broadway, 1400 block of Broadway. So everybody here in Baltimore know where the 1400 block of Broadway is, a train track there. So the train, for whatever reason, used to stop there all the time. And my so-called friends were breaking that damn train, and we would and a lot of times they would have liquor in it. My cousin used to live right there in the 1400 block, and he had a pitching coop. We had loaded that damn pitching coop up to the top with beer, liquor. So now it's summertime. So now we go down, in the harbor wasn't even thought of, and we'd just go down there and get drunk. And so I guess what I'm trying to say is that, you live and learn, and being a parent made me settle down.
Mm-hmm.
It made me grow up faster than I wanted to be. And then those friends I thought was friends, they were so-called friends. So I
Yeah.
figured them out, once I didn't want to hang around with them anymore.
Right.
So, and I knew I had to be there. I had to, and I had a lot of help from my mother, God rest her soul. And then I met your mother. And when I met her, that's the best thing that ever happened to me. That woman changed I would not be sitting here now if it wasn't for Gail Grace. And I can honestly say that. Because I know it. You know what I'm saying? She settled me down, and it was either you're 100% in or you are 100% out. These kids need it. And I want to be 100% in, so I'm still in. And I love being in. And so, yeah.
Yes. Well, I'm happy for
Mhm.
that.
Dad, what would you say? How has being a dad changed your life?
Man, it's so many things. It became my sole purpose. I mean, it gave me, inspiration, fortitude to overcome and withstand a lot of adversity. I mean, put up with things that, you normally wouldn't put up with as far as the work environment because you knew you had responsibilities and children and a wife that truly depended on your decisions and the decisions that you make. So I mean, it was it has been so meaningful. I mean, the 37 plus years I've been a parent. I mean, it's been like I can really say it's been quite the experience, and experience in healthy majority of the time ways. It's been some unhealthy times, but most of the time healthy, and it's been inspirational. It's been motivational. Uh, it's been everything I can imagine and more.
We love that. So I know Ricky said he's seen his dad once, and I know that you don't know your father either. So my question for you, Dad, is as a man who didn't have a father present, how were you able to show up for your children and be a constant presence in our lives?
I
That's a good
think
question.
just being in that predicament created that. I mean, just knowing throughout your adolescent years how you felt and not wanting to put any offspring that you have in that type of predicament. I mean, it's troublesome at times, how you feel without having two parents. But and I said I would never do that. So it gave me a lot of, motivation to I mean, and I welcomed it with open arms. I mean, it's hard to explain the motivation. It gave me a serious chip on my shoulder, and hopefully did a halfway decent job because that was definitely my intent.
You did a hell of a
An
job.
amazing job.
10 out of 10 recommend.
Absolutely. So, Dad, we're going to ask you that same question without having your father in your life.
Well,
How do you
I,
think?
I, I definitely agree with what Rick said. I'm 100% by what he said. But I will also add to this that you can't really miss nothing that you never had.
Hmm.
And
Mm.
I had my uncles, I had my cousins, male figure. 4 of my cousins, they all did gone now from cancer that I grew up with. You know, we were all pretty much, it was like a stair step in age. And they were great inspirations. My uncle, he was a great, for both of my uncles, 2 of them, I mean, 3 of them, really, to be honest, great inspirations of how to be a man. Don't take nothing from nobody, but still be yourself. And I know Rick probably understand what I'm saying by that. You got to stand on something always, but you don't have to be overly out there trying to prove you the baddest man in the room because you're not. You know what I'm saying? So, you got to know your boundaries. So, not having a father in my life, it was like I learned from my uncles, like I said, I was better for it. And, still standing and I'm still learning.
So, you feel like when it came to your parenting style, what you pulled from was either from grandma or from your uncles
My uncle,
because you didn't have,
yeah,
your
my uncles,
uncles.
my cousins,
Hmm.
and definitely from mommy. Mommy did her best. Of course, she's a woman, but mommy was mommy. She can't teach me how to be a. And it's no blueprint for that. You just got to know and have common sense, and then see what the guy next to you doing. If he beating on his woman, then that's not the man you want. You know what I'm saying? So that's just common sense. And I saw a lot of that too. So, the way we came up, it was kind of crazy, but I wouldn't change nothing. I really would, because it's life. So,
Okay.
I love that.
Yeah.
You want to ask the next one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why are you proud to be a dad?
because of Latia, Maisha, Brittany, parents, that's why I'm proud, because all the guys are doing your own thing. All of you are successful. I'm so proud of you, Maisha. I'm proud, the things that you accomplished and still accomplishing. Parents, uh, guys are homeowners, you're just going after. I didn't have to tell you that. I didn't know no blueprint for that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all did this because this stuff made I wanted to do. Parents now as being a new father, my first grandson, thank you, Jesus. So yeah,
That's so
yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
because you
you
have all
already know,
granddaughters
so I'm
besides
gearing up
Caleb.
for that part of my life now. I just want to keep on being as healthy as I can be and being there for my grandson. So yeah, uh,
Yeah.
it's
Mm.
like everything y'all have done, I'm proud of, and that's it.
Daddy, what about you?
Uh, a lot of those same sentiments Rick indicated. Sade, Jasmine. Wow, it's just not enough words to express the gratitude and the joy that I feel. I mean, and then it's just I don't nothing I've accomplished in life compares to just being a father.
Mm.
Jobs come and go, careers come and go, but relationships with children are everlasting. I mean, and the unconditional love is second to none. And I really appreciate you guys being your mentality, your mindset, your drive. I mean, you guys did it, and I'm truly thankful. I'm the one should be the most thankful. I mean, I'm
Oh,
truly blessed. I mean, if the pinnacle of blessings. That's what I possess. That's what I have. So, thank you, ladies. I mean, and you guys introduced me to wonderful ladies. The ladies that just went on the trip with you, Maisha. I mean, you've introduced me to a plethora of women that's motivated, driven, uh, making healthy decisions, understanding mental, physical, emotional. and addressing those things. I mean, I can't say enough. Thank you. Love
Well,
you.
I think love you too. I think that's a testament of both of you, that you have so much to be proud of with your children. It's just showing us that you guys did an amazing job. I know, sorry, Daddy, you ain't got no grandkids, but I know we
I
was
know.
talking about sons
I know.
and
You see I'm clapping for Rick the ruler. He
yeah,
look,
yeah.
oh,
That's all the
he over there sitting like a fat cat. Got a few grandkids.
you sit that one out. But since you guys do have daughters, we wanted to ask, like, as men who have raised daughters, like, what was it important to like instill in your daughters to become good women? What would you say, Dad?
Just be your unapologetic self. I mean, just stand on your principles, believe in yourself. My first job to me as a parent was to build you young ladies inside out, not outside in. So my whole premise was to create
Okay.
high
Yeah.
self-esteem,
Wow.
high drive. Just know that no one can determine your fate, not even me. Whatever you put your mind to, you can accomplish, and you can feel good about it, and you can feel good about yourself, whatever decisions you make. Don't let me or no other man determine how you should feel about yourself. And that was part of my lessons, and but so I was just trying to give you guys all the tools you would need to be outstanding women in this world, mentally, emotionally, and physically.
I love that.
That's a powerful
Yeah,
answer. Really love that. That was really
that's a great quote. I love
well
that.
said. Yeah. So, Dad, we're going to ask you the same question. As a man who raised daughters, what do you think is important to instill in your daughters as they transcend into women?
I think trying to be just a good judge of character.
Mm,
I'm gonna
that's a
start
good
there
one.
first. When you're dating someone,
Yes, goodness.
the pretty face, and maybe if he got a car, the car, and a little bit of money in his pocket, and all that might look good until you know his turn.
Mm-hmm.
Is he going to treat you right?
No.
Because I'm pretty sure Rick gonna agree 100% on this one. If he put his hands on mine, then he gonna have to really show me something.
That you have told ever since I started dating, you have
I
told
mean, that's
everybody
just the way
that.
I feel. I mean, I don't want you hitting nobody. Don't hit him, and he damn sure got to keep his hands off you. So, but I just want to say this, Isha. You've
It's true.
always, you're a shit starter, though.
For
I don't say
sure.
that. I don't know if I can. I don't know if I
Yes.
can use those words.
Can you cuss?
All right.
Absolutely.
I don't know. But yeah, you can take somebody there. But at the same time, it's just because of anger. And I get that with you. A lot, don't nobody know their daughters like daddies did. And so I know that you don't have a bad intention with anything. But to get back to the question though, E, it's like I just wanted to instill in you guys and you, Tia, is that, just be yourself. I keep going back to that. Just be yourself. The rest will play out. Because if you're not being yourself, you're being somebody else, and you're gonna be what he wants you to be. Help with that.
Yes.
Get with who you are.
Yes.
Don't
the daddy
follow
is-
nobody else's lead.
Mm.
Life is too short.
Mm.
If
You
you,
can
make a
so- yeah.
mistake, Isha, I'm just gonna say this, Isha Sade, two strong women, two strong-minded women, which is a great thing. Never, ever follow behind somebody else's goddamn lead.
Yes.
Lead yourself. Now, if you want to step with me, that's something different. I'm not going to step behind you, and I necessarily don't need to be in front of you, but I'm not going to let you slow my ass down.
Woo.
I'm going to keep moving forward, and that's what I want my ladies to do. And I love you both. Y'all
The
know it.
daddies is preaching.
Wow.
That's the clip right there.
I had no idea we were going to
That's our show. Okay, Rickies. We done got inside out. Don't let a nigga lead you to the wrong destination.
I apologize for
No,
that.
No.
and it's true. I just have
We
to
cuss
say
on the pod, Dad.
that you have always literally from, when I started dating, I think you've told everybody that. Put your hands on my daughter, and then you're gonna have to show me.
Yeah,
You're gonna have to come see me.
yeah, yeah.
And fortunately, I have not had any domestic issues. So
Yes,
thank
we don't want Rick in jail. He too old to be doing this swim on
Yeah,
cell block
yeah.
A. We don't want that. All right. We got one more question for y'all, and then we're gonna answer some questions about y'all.
yes. And Paris, you can definitely I want you to answer this one first.
Yeah.
Did the weight of being a Black man in society ever shape how you showed up in your family? Yeah.
You wanna go, Daddy?
Huh?
You heard the
You want me to
question?
go?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Uh, I would say yes. Because I've always had a mentality, I guess, based on the time I grew up in. Uh, I'm a reflection of all Black men, and so I wanted to always show a good example. I mean, right now I live vicariously through Rick and millions of Black men. So everything I put out there, I wanted to be positive, doing the right thing, uh, Afrocentric. I mean, I wanted to be that I'm proud to be Black and everything that we accomplish, we deserve. And I know is a certain mentality and work ethic you got to have to get to navigate through all the noise. I mean, I know throughout my adolescent years, I mean, I navigated through some racism and I navigated through because I live in a hick town. I mean, it's progressive now, but it was they used to call Las Vegas Mississippi of the West. So I navigated through a lot of adversity and a lot of trying to be stripped and brainwashed, and so I always wanted to put a good uh work ethic out there, a good example for young Black men as well as Black men my age as well as older Black men. And I live vicariously through all those guys as well. I mean, when Rick do well, I do well. That's always been my mentality. Any brother I encounter, if they doing well, I'm doing better. And that's pretty much it.
Love that.
That's a good one.
All right, Paris.
All right. Can you hit that question one more time, though?
Yep. All right. Did the weight of being a Black man in society ever shape how you showed up in your family?
Yeah. So as you know, I grew up in Catonsville, and so
Speak up a little bit, Paris.
I grew up in Catonsville, so I had a lot of white friends growing up, and to be able to blend in and to feel desired or wanted in that group was different coming up. But I knew that my parents, they wanted me, and that's the theme of today, to be unapologetically myself. Um, and so that was difficult to navigate, to be the one, you know, uh, token Black friend, in a group full of white people. And I didn't want to, change who I was to fit in with them. So, I was just being unapologetically myself. And, as a Black man, that looks, mixed. It was really difficult growing up. But, you know, and the same thing's gonna happen for my son, for Caleb. He's gonna go through that too. And I just want to make sure I'm teaching him to be himself.
Love that.
He is a Black man.
Yes.
And I just wanna share what I've learned from growing up with him.
And you will.
I love that.
Absolutely. And I mean, just for the people who might not be familiar, Catonsville is a predominantly white area. And, when we moved to that area, I think that you and mom's thought process, and I've spoken about this previously, was you wanted your kids to go to a really good school. But that came with some challenges when we moved into the neighborhood.
Right.
Um,
Right.
so, we had to deal with a little bit of things, but Paris,
Yeah.
thank you for sharing that. That was powerful.
Yeah, I love that.
Well,
So,
Dad, what do you think?
I mean, growing up in the 60s, and, of course I was a kid then. So I'm going to just fast forward to the late 70s, early 80s. And, you seeing things, you hearing things now. You integrating with different races through school. And, stay away from that guy. Well, don't try to date that girl. You know, she might be nice and she might be a classmate and she a different color, not necessarily white. We had an Oriental girl, and I mean, she was the hottest one in school. Everybody wanted to get because we didn't know. And so just trying to learn people's ways, trying to understand different culture. So it was a challenge. But for you guys, we moved out here from Baltimore City to Baltimore County. It wasn't about trying to get y'all away from nobody. It was trying to get you back. The schools in the city wasn't up to the standard of the schools in the county. So we put y'all in the schools out here, and and it was just so much better. The neighborhood when we first moved here in 1997, um, it was okay. The Turkland Black family. We were the
Yes.
first. We were the first. And,
Yes, we
it had a
were.
little bit of challenges, but it's nothing where other people might experience.
Right.
We nipped that in the bud kind of fast. So we stood on our own because you
Uh-huh.
had to.
Yep.
You got to stand on your own, but still be respectful.
Right.
So I'm gonna just throw that out there. And I think we've talked about this. Rick said the same thing in the way he said it, and I'm gonna say it this way. Never, and I know I said it before, never change. I bought this house, you bought that. You not giving me nothing, and I don't want you to give me nothing.
Yes.
If you don't like me with the wave and keep it moving, or we don't have to wave, but we're gonna be respectful because you're not gonna step on mine. You're not gonna step on my family. You're not gonna step on me, and I'm gonna keep mine the way I want to keep it. So that's it.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yep.
Good answer. So we're going to change our segment and we're going to talk about giving our dads their flowers. So, friend, what is your favorite memory with your dad?
Well, Dad, is this thing on? I have a few. I have a few memories, good memories from us, from childhood, just out taking out summer trips, like I think my
Yeah.
love for my adrenaline, like going to the amusement parks and now I'm doing that with my daughter, I think is super special. We would always go to the amusement parks every summer. You guys would make it so special for us. From keeping your hands up on the roller coaster. If you put it down, you won't get your dollar. I love a good dollar. So I would always keep my hands up. So that was like my favorite childhood thing that we did. Fast forward to adulthood, I want to say definitely my wedding was super special, walking me down the aisle. And I was shocked that I cried and you were looking at me like I was crazy. I have that picture that we want to put up. You were looking at me like, why is she crying? What happened? And then the father-daughter dance where we played Lights by Journey. And I'm sure some people were pretty confused by that, but if you know, you know. That was a song that was always special to us because you would always play it, and then we fell in love with it. So that was a super special time. And then, of course, the love that you continue to give to me, the motivation, you never let me think small. You always tell me to keep on going no matter what challenge I had, even at this big age. So I would say those are it.
Thank you so much, baby.
Good
Thank you.
memories. Good
Thank you.
memories.
And how about you?
Let's see. As a kid, I would say my dad used to cook us breakfast all the time. He's also a phenomenal cook. And so we would always have breakfast on Saturdays and he would cook. We would eat either chicken and grits or his cheese grits or to die
Oh,
for.
y'all were eating
And
good.
yeah, very good. Eggs. And I also love that he made us eat together.
Yeah.
So we would always just talk, and my sister would always get us in trouble because she would be acting like you singing at the table, and he'd get so pissed.
Well, I would laugh. I would laugh with my dad.
So those were great memories, like just spending time together. And then as an adult, of course, going to all our sports games together. Me being the son he never had, and almost getting us in a fight at most of the games because we know I'm gonna talk shit, but him allowing me to and having my back if somebody tries to pop off. And then most recently, we got to go on our first international trip together, so that was amazing. We went to Spain. He don't know no Spanish, so the whole time the people could have been like, "Give me all your damn money." He talking about, "See, see, 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 see." So it was wonderful, you know, always laughs and sports and always a good time. Lovely road dog.
Love it.
Plenty of memories and more to come, Daddy.
And the sports, I just want to piggyback on that
What you got to
because,
piggy?
yeah, well, listen, when we went to the Ravens game, we did the Jimmy Seafood tailgate. You know, I tell this story often,
Oh.
and I think I need to tell you this. So the whole time, like, number one, the Jimmy Seafood
10 out of
tailgate
10.
is just phenomenal.
Thanks, Ferris, for putting us on. It was so good.
Yes, but next time, Dad, we have to have you there too. It's a vibe. So you know, we did the tailgate the whole time. I'm trolling. You know, I'm a little intoxicated. So then, of course, the Ravens ended up losing that game. It was just horrible. So, but you didn't say anything. You just was so much grace in class. All I could see was cheeks. I'm walking behind you. You walking out the stadium with your head held high with all those disappointed Ravens fans, and all I could see is cheeks. He was smiling from ear to ear, talking about, where y'all want to go eat? Y'all hungry? My treat. I said, ain't this some shit?
He can't let it go. They didn't let the Raiders
But
come.
I was shocked. But you know what? Y'all deserve that W because the Ravens, they were beating themselves early on.
That's the last time my team made me happy, so I was cheesing too.
Yeah.
What a time
That
to
was
be
a
alive.
rough game. That game was rough.
What a time to be alive.
Yes. So that was special. I enjoyed that.
How does having a present active father shape you as a woman?
Yeah. I mean, for me, I think I knew what it was to be loved by a man. So you couldn't really settle for less. I didn't look for validation from men. I didn't go through that phase where women was looking, you know, where they were looking for love in all the wrong places and hopping from situation to situation. I didn't go through that. So I think that was the biggest thing. And it also did help me to be more well-rounded as an individual. It wasn't just like, I didn't subscribe to, oh, this is what a woman should like. This is what a man should like. No, I enjoy sports, as we know. I enjoy some of those other things that maybe the typical woman wouldn't like because I bonded with my dad that way. So I think that was it for me.
I agree. Same. I think like me and my sister, especially me, no nonsense, no bullshit. Nobody's dusty son about to feel like they about to whisk me away. Like I said, my dad has always, even like he said, told us to be solid, have our boundaries, respect ourselves, know how we show up as women, know how we present ourselves to the world. And I think that has created a confidence in me as a woman. It has created a security in me because I know that I'm loved. I know that I'm valued. I don't seek that other places. You know, like as your dad even said, like if we're walking together. So if anyone feels like they come into my life, especially romantically, it's like a partner. It's not like a need because I feel like I had that love, I had that support, I had that care.
Yeah.
So I feel like I can be more, you know, confident as a woman, and I value that.
Yes, love that.
Good answers.
And you know, a part of oh, are we doing the letters now?
No, the health tip.
Okay. So, advice for men who are dads, future dads. Okay, guys. So, you know, I usually do the health tip, as you all know, but we're going to turn the tables over to all three of y'all. And this is the question. And we can start. Paris, do you think you up for the challenge to go first?
Share the question. Yeah.
All right. Fair. Okay.
It don't gotta be nothing too crazy.
Yeah, this is just advice for men who are dads, future dads, or new dads on how to navigate fatherhood.
Oh, I'm still learning myself.
That's a fair answer.
Yeah.
I'm still learning myself, but
Just talk a little higher though.
yeah, I'm still learning myself. You know, I actually have a client who just had a child, and so we've been talking a little bit about that. You know, just making sure that you're you know, being mindful of any issues with your baby, things like that. That's the only thing that the only advice that I could give right now. my kid, he's still he's still really tiny. So
Yeah.
I don't have like any profound advice right now.
Okay,
That's
that's
good.
fair.
That's still
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
What about you, Dad?
Navigating. Say that again.
Yeah, so advice for men who are dads, future dads, or new dads on how to navigate fatherhood.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's pretty much straightforward to me. Um, I think we've all, Rick and myself already said this, and I'm going to repeat it again.
Be yourself.
When you have a child, and when they get to maybe, let's say, teenage years, let's say 13, 14 years old. So that's when this thing's about to break off, especially if they're girls. So you really got to be there for a minute, and you got to see the fake from the real, as you see it as a father, because we pretty much know you can see through the bullshit. So
Yeah.
then you try to navigate them through that because they really like this guy
Oh,
and they really feeling this guy, but your mindset say this guy ain't worth a damn, and I'm gonna get my daughter away from him. So then you got to be the bad guy. You now the father's the bad guy
now
because you
doors
know
getting
this kid.
now Dad, now doors are getting kicked off of
Oh
hinges.
man, he said, do you really want to go there?
No,
Do you want to go to that
she does
statement?
not.
Well, you kick the hinges off my bedroom door to let him let you go out. Rick, I want to get that. I want to hit my daughter. I mean, I wouldn't let her go out. And I mean, it's 11 o'clock at night, and her and my oldest daughter wanted to go out, and she really wanted to go to, and I was feeling it. I wasn't feeling good about that, Rick. You get that feeling, and she kicked the hinges off my damn bedroom door. Oh man! But to get back to you, to get back to what I was saying, baby, you just gotta see it. You gotta, if it don't look right, that don't feel right, is not right. There's
Love
an
it.
old saying: your first instinct is the best instinct. Don't talk
Yes.
yourself out of shit. If you don't feel good, if something don't feel right, it's not right. So just try to keep that. Just keep that mindset.
Good.
That's great.
That's good. What you got, Daddy? What's your tip?
For young fathers, I would tell them, we talked about uh, relationships that tell a lot more than love. So, I mean, you can make love your foundation, but you got to support your kids. You got to listen to your kids. You got to create accountability, and you got to create consequences. Uh, for the young fathers, I would tell them, don't be fixated with the big things. Kids, they might not show it throughout their adolescent years, but they really appreciate the small things. They appreciate you, taking them to the park and pushing them on the swing. They appreciate that trip to McDonald's and playing in the little jungle gym for 20 minutes. Small little things like that. Those are the type of things that resonate. We get fixated on Disney World and not being able to
Yeah.
make that happen, and then just don't do none of the little stuff. And those little things is what make the big things that much more appreciative. So
I get it.
just be there, listen, and a real pet peeve is don't say you're gonna do something and don't do it.
Yeah. Because
The
kids
last
remember
thing
everything.
the last thing you want to do is disappoint your kids. I mean, when you say, for some reason that resonates 30 years later.
Mm.
when you constantly say you're gonna do things and you never deliver, you gotta whatever you say you're gonna do it. And if you can't do it, be honest about it and say you just can't do it at that moment in time. So whenever you say you're gonna do it, you gotta pull whatever measure you gotta pull to get it done. And
Love
that's
that.
pretty much
Yes,
it.
that's
Isha.
facts. Yes.
And so one more thing for new fathers too. As a new father, I just wanted to make sure that I was there for Sam after she got the baby. And I think that's the
Mm.
biggest thing for new fathers is being there and giving her a break. She just went through labor and 9 months of carrying a baby. So just be there, watch the baby, give her a break. And then after she's coming off of the pregnancy, she's going through hormonal changes and things like that.
Sure.
Mm.
Just make sure that you're checking in with your girlfriend, your wife, or whatever. And
Love
Yes,
that.
that's strong
I just
advice.
wanted to add
Yes.
that.
No, that was awesome. I mean, I
Absolutely.
think sometimes we forget that, you know, we do go through if it, you know, I think people get so hung up on postpartum depression, but we also have to talk about postpartum blues. It's just the simple fact that you did go through these hormonal changes, your body's regulating back to its state of where you were pre-pregnancy. So it is difficult. And I think that you guys did a good job, Paris, at taking turns, taking shifts, if you will, so that everybody was, you know, adequately rested to care for your son. And that's the most important thing.
Yes.
So good advice. Good, strong advice, all three of you.
Yes,
Thank
we
you so
appreciate
much.
it. But before we close out the show, instead of doing the Dizzle devotion today, we are going to do the Daddy devotion. And so instead of my usual preaching, we wanted to write you guys a little note to show our gratitude for you guys for Father's Day. You want me to go first?
You want me to go first?
I can go.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh,
That's fine.
all right. Dear Daddy, there aren't enough words to encompass what you mean to me. You are truly the epitome of a wonderful father, and I'm beyond lucky to have you. You make me feel seen. You are receptive to my feelings. I know not having a father of your own and being the eldest of 9 was a lot of pressure on you, but you handled it with ease. You made sure we had everything you didn't and did so with love and patience. You are always valued in my life, and I would choose you to be mine in this life and every other one thereafter. Thank you for making me believe I don't have to settle in anything in life, from men to career to life choices. Thank you for speaking life into me in moments I was lifeless. Thank you for giving me the armor to face the world, and thank you for being a warm embrace when I just needed love. I love you forever and always, and I will always be Daddy's little girl. Happy Father's Day, pretty. Love you.
Thank you.
Oh, that was, I love that. Okay. So, Paris, I'm going to start with you. I wrote you a little letter to my favorite sister. Sorry, joking. Dear brother, happy first Father's Day. I'm beyond proud of the incredible father you've become. Watching you with Caleb, I see the love, patience, and dedication you pour into every moment. He looks just like you, and it's amazing to see your mini me growing and thriving under your care. Your effort and commitment hasn't gone unnoticed. You are setting a wonderful example for your son, teaching him valuable life lessons and showering him with love. I'm honored to be your sister and can't wait to see the amazing things you achieve as a dad. Here's to many more Father's Days filled with joy, laughter, and making unforgettable memories together. Love, your now favorite sister. What you say?
Hey,
Favorite
yes,
sister or
yes,
no?
you're the favorite sister for that.
Love it. Okay.
Thank
All
you.
right. Now, Dad, this is for you. Dear Dad, I'm grateful for you every day, but I wanted to take a moment to thank you for always being there for me. Your guidance, support, and love has shaped me into the person that I am today. You've taught me to be a goal getter, to work hard, and to never give up on my dreams. I'll never forget the countless hours we spent watching Ravens games together, cheering on our team with passion and excitement. Those moments aren't about football, you know, they're about the bond we share, the laughter, the memories that we've created. Thank you for being such an amazing father and your continued support and love for me and your grandbabies. I love you more than words can ever express. Love, Bunny Rabbit.
Yes, thank you
Happy
so much.
Father's Day.
Thank you, very good. Thank you so much.
Well, we want to say thank you so much for this amazing episode and taking your time out to spend it with us. And we're just so grateful. And we know that it's going to resonate with so many people. And we know that everyone always gives the mothers their flowers, but we would be remiss if we didn't spend our time giving you three wonderful men, your flowers and let you know that you're valued and that we see you and that you have made an instrumental impact in both of our lives, both of you. And we hope you have an amazing Father's Day and you take time to celebrate how wonderful of fathers that you all three are. Even though you've only been a father for a few months, Pierce, you're doing an amazing job. And I hope you have a happy first Father's Day and happy Father's Day to our two Rickies.
Yes,
Thank you
yes.
so much.
And I
Thank
just
you,
want to
ladies.
Well,
Thank you,
well,
ladies.
I While I have Rick still on the feed, I just want to throw this invitation out, man. If you come into Baltimore anytime soon during this football season, I heard that you're a good cook, but you're definitely invited to my house. Watch the Ravens beat down any team you might want to see. Whoever you might come to see, we're gonna beat them down. And we're gonna have the cocktails, and I'm gonna cook up some good food.
Oh, I know all that for sure. I got to pick a team in the in y'all division, so I got to come see y'all play either the Bengals or the Steelers or the Browns.
I think you better pick the Bengals if you want to see if you want to see
If you want
a
to see a
game
good
that's gonna
one.
mean something, because we're gonna definitely beat them Browns. But yeah,
Yes.
bro, man, it's good to see you. I haven't seen you
Absolutely.
since our girls graduated from Howard.
I
You know,
know. I
yeah, yes,
appreciate. I
it's been a long
appreciate it.
time.
I
Yes,
appreciate
yes,
it. And I want to say Happy Father's Day to you, parents, all the fathers out there. And I also
yes,
would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge the matriarchs, Vivian and Gail. They were, an intricate part of this whole process. They
yes,
were
no
the
doubt.
Yes.
the force that made everything happen. So
Yes.
thank you, ladies. Thank all the
And
fathers. Thank the
and before, I
daughters.
also
Okay.
want to say a special shout out to to our fathers, of course, but to all the fathers out there. We see you, we appreciate you, we love and we definitely need you. As you've
Absolutely.
heard this entire podcast, having a father in your life is instrumental in how we go and what we can do. Sky's the
Yes,
limit.
yes,
So we just want to say thank you for coming and spending the Friday evening with us, guys. And thank you to our listeners. Until next time, we want you to stay healthy and curious, but most of all, be inspired. And remember, we always ask others how they're doing, but don't forget to check in with how you doing.